welcome to the Archaeology Explorer studio, which is my home.
And there is no real audience.
Well, that's because we have a viewer rating of 3.
Yes, but you could invite those 3. There's place enough, isn't it?
Well, thank you, Wim, for that useful comment. Anyway, let's get on with our show. I love to see those documentaries about ancient civilizations, they kind of make discoveries about history, because you can learn some interesting facts about that. So there's one about the Sphinx in Egypt, which is supposed to be much older than people think.
I read a book about that. It had to do with the erosion, the horizontal erosion from the wind, but also the vertical erosion from the rain. And they suggest it's much older than we think it is.
Well, those shows are kind of plausible. But sometimes you have a show you're like, I don't know. There's one in particular that goes about aliens, saying that aliens existed, well, in prehistoric times. So what I've done, I've bought the books of the experts, did some research, and made a film about that. Recently I saw a documentary about the prehistoric stones of Karnak, which still baffle many scientists. However, a couple of investigators who wrote many books might have solved the problem. They say that these stones that weigh 3, 4, 5, 300 tons, that they might have been placed to communicate with aliens. Now, this got me thinking, because this is done in prehistoric times. So, what if the French were the first ones to talk with aliens? To solve this very important question, we came to Corsica, a French island known for its climbing, sailing, nude beaches and of course, menhirs, of which some are older than we can find in mainland France. And since Corsica is a French island, it makes sense to start a fantastic investigation right here.
But what has all this to do with the French finding aliens?
Oh, because when they took aerial pictures of the Karnak stones, the investigators found special geometric forms. And one of them is the Pythagorean triangle. Now, the Pythagorean triangle, they say, hasn't been invented until the 600 BC by a guy named with the
Pythagorean triangle. Isn't that just a right triangle? And what has this to do with aliens?
Because you have to look from above to find those geometric shapes, so you cannot go walking through the menhirs. And flight wasn't invented by the Wright brothers since the 1900s, so aliens. Anyway, because we do everything in a very adventurous way, Wim has created a fantastic, exciting route.
I couldn't find anything.
Like, nothing.
Well, we're out of the touristic season. Everything is closed. I couldn't rent bikes, I couldn't rent motorbikes, nothing.
Since after all, this is an adventurous show, we get back to our hotel, where I have a look at my special books, while Mr. Adventurous creates us a fun outdoor route. I've got a special map for you. You find everything you need to create a fantastic adventurous route here. Everything. In the meantime, I will research for find some geometric forms like circles, stuff like that in Corsica.
Are you serious about this?
Oh yeah. Find everything in there.
Okay.
What do you mean? Oh, I've got something. If we take our starting point, Pythagorean, and draw a line southwest from there, we find Apazon. From here, we can continue to the southeast, where there is another cluster in Stantari. Now, all these locations have menhirs, and since this makes a perfectly right triangle, there has to be some reference of alien life in here.
So, based on David's special map, I created an adventurous route that will bring us to the next points. Let's go! You know, Corsica is famous for its great walks. They have, for example, the famous GR20 that's up in the mountains, a multi-day walk, which is really awesome.
The GR20, also known as Fralimonti, is about 180 kilometers long, with a vertical drop of more than 12,000 meters. The hike can take up to 15 days, although speedy hikers with light packs can do the distance in less than a week.
Thank you, Wim, for that incredible bit of information that has nothing to do with our mission. Anyway, our journey started from the first point of my geniusly created triangle, the menhirs of Pythagorean. From there, we will need to walk through some stuff in a hopefully adventurous way, and it should lead us to our next stop, Apazu, which potentially will be an alien-infested corner in Corsica, or another group of menhirs. Well, let's find out. We are close to the second point of our special triangle. However, we cannot continue because this is private property. But I have a solution. Oscar, explore! Corsica is covered in menhirs. While most of them used to be standing stones, a lot of them are either lost, buried, or have fallen to the ground. Now, a professor of mine told me that these menhirs, built during prehistoric and Neolithic times, were later adapted by druids and used in their rituals. Now, that of course begs a question. Are druids aliens?
That makes no sense at all. Anyway, it's time to go to the last point of David's weird triangle. But let's not take the shortest way. I've planned a little scenic detour.
That is the cape we have to go to, so we have to find a path at the end of the beach.
A path at the end of it, that's a fucking rock.
Yeah, rock climbing. Yeah. So nice.
Yeah, also steep.
Being an adventurer is all about going an untreaded path with no road available. And of course, since David cannot see his way through the menhir because he is too short, I will take the lead.
From here we have to go east, so follow me, I know the way.
Alright. After walking for many hours, I am getting hungry. So, Wim promised to get us straight there. However, because of Wim's impeccable internal compass, well, the kind that dogs have when they are drunk, we end up nowhere close. So, I opened Google Maps and found out that we are still at the beach.
East. We have to keep heading east. Let's try that again.
Because I forgot my survival kit and Wim has the car keys, I guess we keep going east. Man, it's impossible. Fuck. There's so many bushes there. It's not doable. I mean,
You know, it's getting late. Let's go back to the hotel and find a solution for tomorrow.
like, all the way back? Crap. I don't understand it. Each time you get lost. I mean, like, it was a long way back and it was cold.
Sorry, we were on one of the most beautiful beaches of Corsica. It was sunset. Timing was perfect. And I agree, in the end it became a little bit dark.
I gave you a map. I gave him a map. A fantastic, beautiful map.
A touristic map. With only highways on it. There was no paths on it. I couldn't find the way. Impossible.
I took 2 days to find me a shop that was finally open and that had a map. That's pure luxury you got there.
That I can imagine. Everything was closed. Who took the decision to go to Corsica in winter? You know everything is closed at that time.
It's cheap.
Yeah, okay. But on the other hand, it was nice. Corsica was way more green than it is in summer, so it was a good period. But there is something else to talk about. There was the life-threatening event with the drone. You can't stop talking about that.
Oh yeah, nearly lost my life. Don't do at home, it almost cut my head off.
You know, I found some footage of that. Let's go and check it. Okay, there you see the drone starting. It's coming closer to you.
Explore! There we go, and no control.
Yeah.
Not exploring.
The drone looks stable. I only see you pulling back.
Take 45. Okay. Everybody ready? Explore! It's the second time. The drone doesn't want to go. Near my head. That's near my head.
You know what? Next time we give you a helmet, if you feel safer that way.
Like an archaeology explorer helmet.
That's a great idea.
Anyway, after all that uninformative nonsense, we had enough time to find a solution to get us to the third point of my beautifully devised triangle.
Horses.
Alright, no more boring walking.
Hey David, you know how to mount a horse?
From the side. I don't know. Go, John. It's better than walking.
And this way it's much easier to go through the maquis.
Oh yeah. This is like a 4x4 with an attitude. We are making good progress with the horses. However, since my horse loves to gallop whenever it feels like it, and I have literally no control over any steering, I hope it will get us to our last point of my fantastic right triangle. Ooh. Finally, we arrived at our third location, Stantari. And it looks like we hit the jackpot. There's not only a dolmen here, but there are two other menhir sites as well. And amazingly, they too can be created into a perfectly right triangle.
Okay.
However, everything seems so normal. Beautiful, but normal. I don't get it. No signs of aliens despite all those triangles. Could that documentary be wrong? Maybe these menhirs aren't made to communicate with aliens. Maybe they are made for something else that's very meaningful, like remembrance.
Looks a bit like a graveyard over here.
Yeah.
Don't have that feeling?
It feels like a graveyard, yes. Kind of makes sense of why you would place stones like that. And you feel silent and calm. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and like you said before, the rocks are close by. You don't have to go far to get the stone. I'll probably use a small rock. And I'll let you build something like that for me. Because I'm very important.
You're the smallest, so probably.
No,
you would get
Europe
it
will
first.
build something like that. That stone there. I will bring that for you. Or rent someone to do that for me. Well, that wasn't really useful, but at least it was funny. So, see you next time.